Good morning to all traders. That is Anthony Kross. I'm gonna be your host for today's webinar, which is devoted to the market review. Let's wait for the several people to join our today's webinar, and after we can start. Okay, I see that in this case we're gonna start as several people joined our webinar. As you see on the screen, I already opened economic calendar. Okay, so in this case, I'm gonna see the reports, news, events which are going to be this week. Okay, so to start with, I'm looking to start with a Friday. Okay, it's gonna be 5th of April. So we're going to have our favorite day of all the week, that is the NFP, non-farm payrolls. Okay, so everybody sees in the day that we can see the change of employment, we can see uh, change what have done like in the previous months, not including the private sector. So this non-farm payrolls, this report, okay, is helping us to know exactly the direction of the US dollar at the present time in the specific moment, because when the report is published we can already see volatility. And myself, okay, I'm thinking about the NFP report to be important every monthly event, okay, for the whole traders, because you can get even the difference like of, I don't know, 200 pips in the 1 minute, because this report is volatile. So basically there is three results of the NFP. So we can meet the US dollar to go up. Second, it can go down according to the report, or the third one, which can happen basically uh, in the most cases. So we will not see the change in price due to the volatility of the market, because everybody will push the price to up to the down, and we will not see like the impact and influence of the report on the exact price at the same moment. Okay, probably you all know about this day. Okay, so I recommend you to follow that and to visit the Friday's webinar, okay, which is gonna be devoted to the non-farm payrolls. And talking about the, let's say, USD JPY, let's try to switch to the, uh, let's say 5 minutes, okay. Okay, I want to show you the example of the previous report. Let me open my, okay. Right now I'm trying like to make my best, and basically I want to show you how it was on the previous NFP report. Okay, here we are, we have the price. Okay, so that is the chart for the 5 minutes, as we see here. Okay, so everybody sees the price. So basically what happened, the previous result of the NFP was 20k. It was the lowest result for the past couple of months that I saw, and you know, people are complaining about this result because basically it cannot happen because it didn't happen in the last couple of months. So the forecast was, if I'm right, 100,000 and 60,000, yes. Okay, but the actual result was only 20k. That is why it basically affected the price in such a way. Okay, so the forecast, okay, for this time is gonna be 100,000 and 75k. Okay, so all of us will need to wait for this day and for the report to be published so we can see the exact change in the price of the US dollar. Okay, the second news that I want to talk about, that is the trading on crude oil, which is gonna be on Wednesday. Let's open the US crude oil. Okay, right now we see that the price is keeping their stability, and the price right now at the moment on the mark of 60.52. So it's a pretty good for the price because it's stable at the moment. And so the previous result for the crude oil inventories report, okay, it was positive, but we saw the volatility even the before the report because everybody saw that that is gonna be less amount of oil circulated in the week. So the result actually was positive. If I'm right, it was three. Yes, it was 300,000 in the plus. So it affected the price to go down as we all expected. But basically, the forecast was in a negative, okay, but the actual result was positive, and it was the first time in a couple of weeks when the result was actually positive and it affected the US dollar price so well. But as we see at the moment, it went back, and we have the same situation. Like the price are at very good level at the moment. Okay, let me. It's gonna be on. So on the 3rd of April. Okay, the previous report was on the 25th, so let's open that up. Okay, so as you see, the whole day was very positive for the. Yeah, I opened February. I'm sorry. I supposed to open March 35th. Yes, here we are. Okay, so as we see, the whole day, the price of the US crude oil, okay, was going up, and I expected that it was a volatility, and when the result was published, the price directly started to go down, but the price were trying to keep themselves at the present level almost for 30 minutes, as we see on that place, okay, and all of that it affected the price, and we see the result of the crude oil inventories had influence on that, as we see on the chart. Okay, so the next webinar which we're going to have is gonna be on Wednesday. Approximately the time is gonna be between 4:30 to 5:15. Okay, Bulgarian time. So when the exact time is going to be published, okay, you will see that in the field webinars, calendar of webinars, so you can see that. And don't miss that webinar because we are expecting the price to be volatile in the specific time, and we can see the moves of the market at that time. Okay, so with this news, we finished, and I'm waiting for everybody on my next webinar, which is going to be on Wednesday. Okay, and considering the Brexit deal, I want to tell you that the European Union gave, like the last time, for the UK to determine, okay, as they going to enter, as they going to exit, with deal or without deal. Um, the last days is gonna be for them like the last time on the 12th of April. Okay, so they need to be prepared for that day because after that they are going to exit with deal or without deal. But you know, in the parliament right now, the Theresa May, like people that are close to her, they are not actually in the parliament anymore because UK parliament doesn't want her to take a decision anymore. So probably after this deal or they go and exit without deal, we will see if she's gonna be the prime minister of UK or not because the situation is not really stable at the moment. The UK economy is crashing. Everybody like moving their cars from UK to the European Union because the taxes is gonna be different, and if it's a complete country, okay, so everything is gonna be different. They're gonna have another taxes for everything, and also uh, nobody will invest in their business in the UK if the country is not stable. So we can expect even the businesses that they were launching there, okay, to move to the European Union. So it can quite affect the price of the Great British Pound. Okay, but right now, mainly, we are waiting for this day to be uh, like to come because still 11 days remain, and after that we're gonna know about the are they going to exit with deal or without deal. And if taking a look on the Great British Pound and let's say US dollar at the moment, okay, we can see. Okay, let's take a look for the. Yes, at the moment we see like a stable downgoing trend at the moment for the USD, for Great British Pound USD. So it means that Great British Pound is getting weaker from time to time, and it's affecting the price of the US dollar in a positive way, as you see. And my own recommendation right now is to wait for the Brexit, and after that you can determine, okay, in which direction you're going to trade on the Great British Pound. And also on Friday, the news in the late evening was published about the Apple. So basically, they will not like make the wireless charger, okay, as they promised when they announced the iPhone X in 2017, as I remember. So they will not publish any, they will not make any wireless charge as the fans were waiting for that, but it's not gonna happen. Right now they are having like a stagnation in that way of the wireless charging because let's say China, let's say Korea, okay, they already way steps forward than them. They steps away right now. They like thinking in advance, and right now, like the lowest price for the, if I remember well, for the Korean wireless charge is $60. Meanwhile, okay, the price for the Apple charge is gonna be more than $60, logically, because the lowest price even for the cable for charging your own phone is like $20. So I don't think if they gonna actually make that something is gonna be like for us, because it's not gonna be like even for free. It's gonna cost $200-300 or something like that, because they, if they're doing something, they're doing this very well, and they're investing money in that as well. So of course, for the technology you need to pay, but myself, I don't care which type of charger we have. Let's see, basically, okay, for this week to be begin for the American stock market, okay, and let's see how the price is gonna behave at that moment. I expect the price for Apple, okay, to be opened in like with a gap for down, because still they are doing something. They're not doing something which they promised, and it might affect the price of the stocks as well of that company. Okay, dear traders, I think that's it for the upcoming week of the market review with Anthony Kross. Okay, I'm waiting for everybody who decide to join this webinar to visit my next webinar on Wednesday. So don't forget to check your calendar of the webinars.